before I became homeless, I showed them, look, this is how we're gonna end up living in the street.
I wanted to put B in the neighborhood school, but all my friends told me that I was turning B into a martyr for that, and that the schools just were no good.
Crete Academy was founded 3 years ago to serve children in South Los Angeles that are experiencing homelessness and extreme poverty.
Well, right now we're waiting for the bus to get to school. Gotta take 2 buses. We get off right here on Crenshaw and Manchester, and then we get the 210. I don't know how to look at the camera. Can you clean your glasses because they're dusty? So 5 years ago, I moved here on Crenshaw and 63rd. A new owner came in, and we was too many in the house. I used to roommate with a friend. We're a family of 5, plus my roommate 6. I knew when this new owner came, he was gonna make some changes, and the changes was that we needed to leave. And I don't have a place to stay right now, so I'm in a shelter. What are you gonna get for breakfast today? A donut? You don't want the breakfast sandwich? I thought you said you want a bagel. The teachers, the principal, the way that they talk to the kids. To me, Crete Academy helped my son to change his behavior, and his education is he's doing better.
Often in this neighborhood, they test kids for special needs, but they don't often test them for gifted. So that's one thing that Hattie does, is she makes sure to identify gifted children within Crete Academy so that she can get them the resources to kind of develop that. And B is one of those kids. We moved here from the west side. We moved here because my mom couldn't afford rent over in the Palms, Venice area. So when we first moved down here, I remember my mom, or her roommate, her best friend, saying, don't take the 110, take the 405, because it was dangerous. It was really dangerous to come this way, from the east side. I've seen it go from a Black community to a Latino community, and now it's just mixed with lots of different people. We're dealing with a lot of displacement around here. We're dealing with a lot of gentrification.
Okay, 1725.
You spent a lot of money. Crete Academy was founded 3 years ago by my husband and myself. Prior to opening, we started to recruit students, and we did that by visiting local homeless shelters, by partnering with an organization called HOPIX, which serves families experiencing homelessness with children, and really just recruiting in the area. I took a long and hard look at census data, and I started to see trends where people were coming from that eventually were ending up on Skid Row. And it narrowed us down to about 4 zip codes, all in South Central. These were the hardest hit areas, the lowest educational attainment, the worst health, the worst crime rates, the highest levels of gangs and violence. And so we really wanted to focus on those areas to see if we could provide some preventative measures and ultimately cut down on the number of families entering this cycle of homelessness.
I went to Crenshaw High. Being from 9th grade to 12th grade, there's gang related, like from the Spanish gangs and Crips and Bloods and all that. It was always something going on at school. I saw a lot of stuff, kids getting killed, stabbed. Even when I used to work Slauson and Crenshaw. I remember one time one of the guys came to my store, tried to hide, all bleeding and stuff, trying to change clothes. So it's kind of scary.
Who here has seen the Infinity War?
Hey,
mind.
So Beatrice is one of our 4th grade students. This is her 2nd year at Crete Academy. Her mom is from South L.A. and actually approached me in our 1st year. She proceeded to tell me how she had been treated at the other local schools. She is a white woman, and the schools in our area are predominantly Latino and African American. We know that there's gentrification going on, and there's some animosity towards outsiders coming in, but Bea and her family are from South LA, and they deserve to go to a great school just like any other kid. And so we welcomed them with open arms. I see incredible potential in that little girl. She was tested last year for gifted and was found eligible. She's gone to UCLA over the summer and stayed in the dorms and participated in the summer program. She's in our gifted program here. She's a musician. She loves people. She's kind. I see her being a famous pianist someday. I have no doubt that whatever she does, she'll be able to do anything.
We learn a lot more things in Crete than 59th Street, which was my old school. And the kids in 59th Street would get in a lot of fights in the classroom, and they would say bad words and stuff. But Crete, that doesn't happen. And the kids are nice to each other pretty much all the time.
So we're gonna pass where I used to live on 63rd. There's some apartment and some little houses, and I used to live on that side. So I used to just walk, like probably like 3 minutes to take Kaden to school. Yeah, so I take an hour to come to take him. I'm hoping to have a place to stay, because this is where I really, I don't like the situation I'm in. So I'm just hoping that I get a place to stay, and my kids, I miss my daughter. And I don't want to cry really, but since last year, I haven't been with my daughter, and it's gonna, I want to be with all my kids together.
Carla, I met 2 years ago when she enrolled her 2 boys at our school. One was in 5th grade and one was in 2nd grade. She's a single mom. She lives down the street. She's always been very kind and helpful, very active. Recently, she came to me and over the summer actually and said that they would be relocating. They had to get out of their apartment, which they were sharing. We worked with her to get her into a program and a shelter where she's been with her boys now for about 6 months. When you watch families go through transitions like this, it's very taxing. Many times the kids become more anxious, more angry. But one thing that I can say about Carla is that her steadiness and her ability to maintain composure is unprecedented. I have not seen that in the many families that we've worked with.
My kids mean the world to me. I tell them, be better than mom. I stopped going to school because I had to help my parents, but I want them to be better. I want them to get like a profession, and then they be their own boss, like I tell them, so they can do better and they don't get stuck like me.
I am hopeful for a decrease in homelessness in this area. I'm hopeful for a generation of kids that grow up and come back. And I'm hopeful for a bunch of brown and black kids from South Central going out and changing the world, making it a better place while elevating themselves and getting out of poverty.